Being a young mom means that we met a little early, but it also means I get to love you a little longer. Some people said that my life ended when I had a baby, but my life had just begun. Years back, I read these words and I immediately wrote them down for me to keep. These words are my story. I was raised in a Christian home, and I do thank God for that blessing. Church was a priority in my household. Me being a teenager, I did long to do what my friends at school would do. I loved going to church and being active. I would play the drums for Sunday service. I was also a pre-K Sunday school teacher, and I look forward to every Wednesday night and Sunday morning. So at 17 years of age, I came across a boy whom I thought would be my perfect first boyfriend. He was not a Christian. I thought I could bring him to church and he would be converted. Long story short, he never converted. And at 18, I found myself in the most difficult situation up till then. I was pregnant. I was terrified. I was scared to death of my parents. They are going to kill me were the words that kept circling and circling my head nonstop. I had let my parents down. I had let my church down. And I had let God down. I was scared, didn't feel safe to tell anyone what was going on. I knew I had options. My options were I would run away from home and my church, disappear for a year, have the baby, give it to an adoptive family, and just come back and nobody would find out what I did. Or I could have an abortion, get it all over with, and nobody would ever know either what I did. The more I thought about it, the more I knew that I would never be okay with either of those decisions. I recalled seeing a pregnancy center sign on Silver Springs Boulevard. I looked it up, made the appointment, and when I went to my appointment, I remember WPC providing me with that safety I was completely lacking. They gave me the courage to believe everything would be okay and I was safe. I did tell my boyfriend. He was also completely scared of my parents. So we decided we would run away to Mexico to go live with his mom, completely leaving my family and my church family shocked and heartbroken. Of course, my secret would not stay a secret for long. My family eventually found out, and we did have a lot of phone call conversations. Those conversations up till my delivery were full of sad emotions and anger. Then Naomi was born, and my parents' emotions did a 360 turn. Naomi became their first grandchild and the light of their world. For years, I did feel shame, not with my family or with my church family. It was with God. One day, I did realize that God's love, mercy, and grace is much larger than the shame I was feeling. 24 years later, I'm working at WPC as a client care specialist and client advocate. Why I love my job is because my heart sparks in capital letters when I see young girls walking in undecided, abortion-minded, because I see myself walking in. I am eager to hear their story, talk to them, share my story, and just tell them how it will be okay. It's okay to be a young mom. I like to tell my girl to try God, that He is such a loving and forgiving God. I have loved being a mom, and I love the testimony that was brought out of me becoming a mom. So Naomi has impacted me in the sense that as I was becoming an adult, I also became a mom. And now I know I was also creating this testimony to share with young, scared moms that choosing life is beautiful.
I'm proud of my mom because she could have taken the easy way out, but she took on the role of mother, and I think she's done a pretty good job.
I have had conversations with Naomi. I think sometimes when I can share of what I do, probably the person I get most excited to share it with is Naomi. I feel like she probably is the one that listens to me the most. When I say because she knows it's about her.
We're connected in that.
I feel that's it. Yes.
It's her story is part of my story.
Yes. Naomi, I've mentioned to you how I've never really thought about how life would be without you, how life would be not being a mom. For as long as I can remember, I've just been a mom, and I feel proud. What once was shame, now I'm proud. It's just a proud emotion, and I love you. Aww. You have changed my life. Now today I can say I find a lot of joy and pride in knowing that you are my testimony.
I love you, Mom, and thank you so much.